Right back at you. August 12th, 2021. We gonna break messages down from now on. We're not gonna do a long recording. We're gonna break it down, then upload it. Cause usually it takes too long for me. This is just blabbling. I probably can record for 30 minutes on this one. But sometimes if I have something good, I just bring it out. But this is just blabbling until my bus comes. That's in 30 minutes. Feel me? So we just gonna talk for 30 minutes straight, so embrace yourself. Anything can pop up. Anyway, yeah, sometimes, look, man, I put a video that I've been blabbling for a whole hour. It takes so long to record. Sometimes 2 days later, it's still uploading. You feel me? So that's why I start putting the date. I started putting the date and the title together so people don't get confused by it. So I don't get confused by it when I'm using my own video for my research. It doesn't confuse me because the upload date is not when it was recorded. You feel me? So those are very, very important too. So I start putting the dates and everything else like that. And sometimes in the beginning of my video, you actually can see I say August 12th, 2021, just to make sure that, you know what I mean? Just in case. And sometimes my videos itself, you can see the date itself is recorded as the date of that day. Feel me? Anyway, yeah, I'm out here on my way to work. What else is new, man? How many niggas you know that work harder than me? We use this for recording purposes. You feel me? We do. We use this for recording purposes. It's 1 minute and 45 seconds. Feel me? Oh, I seen a news. There was a news today that says that there was a Noose that was placed at a construction site. And it was done by some Hispanic man. And he said he was just doing it as a joke and everything else like that. And this is what I be telling y'all sometimes. Sometimes they try to blame white people for all the racist thing and everything else like that. But I keep telling people, that's an oxymoron. Because even individuals, it's not just white no more. You can't just paint a picture and be like, all white people is racist and this, that, and third, and try to blame, not even just all white people. You can't just say majority of white people are the racist people. There are individuals who can pass off as white that are racist too. You feel me? Like, we gotta stop doing that shit and stuff. Just shit. Like, this shit is not, it's not as easy as it seems. No, it's really not. I want people to understand this shit, my nigga. You feel me? It's really not as easy as it seems. You can't just paint all white people as racist and be like, oh, our brothers and sisters who are of Hispanic origin. No, some of them niggas don't like you.
M322 service to San Bernardino downtown is scheduled to arrive on track 1 in 2 minutes.
Yeah, some of them niggas don't like you, nigga. They don't like you. It's only to advantage of them to pretend they pretend to like you because it's an advantage of them. You feel me? Because they don't want to fight you at that time, or they just don't want that physical altercation, or they don't want no argument. But niggas don't like you. And when they ask him, so you was the one who put it there, the black guy was laughing with him. But if it was a white guy who did that, they would have taken it very serious. And that nigga would have been demonized. It would have been all over the news. But he's laughing with them. And we all know, we like, man, listen, man, y'all niggas let it pass by. And I'm like, how can that be a joke? Of course, I was reading the comments, and somebody was like, this person's action does not represent all of us. Granted, that's what I'm trying to say. Like, this shit is not in black and white, my nigga. It's not in black and white. There are individual whites that are extremely racist. That's a fact. You feel me? But there's also Hispanics. There's also black from other countries who are racist towards us too, my nigga. You feel me? A lot of niggas just be lying to themselves, man. They be lying to themselves. They kidding themselves because they always want to say white people this and white people that. And I'm like, yo, y'all niggas, y'all just looking at the news, what the news is giving y'all. But you haven't been around to actually pay attention to these individuals and how they receive you. You so blinded by what you think you know is that when a thing is happening to you, you can't even see what's going on. Some of these niggas do not like you at all, bro. They covert with their shit, my nigga. There's a classic racism and there's covert racism. Those covert racism is the racism that you cannot see no more. It's like the Democrats and Republicans, as people quote unquote eloquently explain. They said the Republicans are straight up front with their racism, which I don't see how they see these things. And people always say the Democrats are the ones who kind of like, they max it out a little bit out, like they covert with it. Basically, that's the explanation. You know it's gonna take this video a long time to upload because it's about them, so they're gonna be mad about this one right here. But it's not about everybody. It's only about the individuals who behave and act like that. We gotta call them out, and that's in your that's with your relatives and everything else. You gotta call them out too. You feel me? You gotta call these people out. You be like, yo, that shit is wrong, my nigga. Like, because when other races is doing it to you, y'all look up to us. Y'all look to us for us to bail y'all out of a certain situation. But yet, you have COVID within your own relatives, because I can't say family, because family is just the people that you're familiar with. It's not family. Your relatives are the people that is connected to you by your bloodline and your DNA. Family are the people that you have like mind with. Family is people that you are familiar with. Family are people that you and them have an understanding, and y'all like the same things, and y'all familiar with the things that y'all do. Y'all just have a familiar understanding. That's what family is. Your relatives are those that you are connected with bloodline wise. That's why I keep using the word relative. I'm not using the word family, because family is not what people think it is. People always try to break it down, be like, your family. No, your family are the people that are familiar with you. The family, the people that you have a great minds think alike. So which means if somebody think the same as me and we have the same common understanding, that means that I'm familiar with that person. I'm family to that person. But it doesn't mean that me and that person is relatives. No, we're not related. Bloodline wise, DNA wise, but family is different. But let's get back to the subject. You see, there's people within your relatives or who are related to you who are also racist and act racist and everything else. And sometimes I've sat down and challenged that notion of them and everything else within my own family too. You feel me? You have to challenge them. You have to stand up to them and be like, look, man, this shit is whack, man. It's not as clear cut as it seems. It's just individuals who are poisoned by this idea and they think that it's true. So we have to challenge that notion. But what I'm speaking about on this topic itself is the fact that we blindly think that these people are for us. You feel me? And the fact that the person hung the noose, if it was a white person, I gotta speak in favor of white today. I usually talk against them, but today we gonna talk in favor of them. If it was a white person, they would have crucified that nigga. He is racist. And then we have people protesting this issue. But because it's Spanish, niggas is just laughing in the video. How can that be a joke? That's not a joke, nigga. You don't joke about somebody being hanged on a noose, nigga. It has never been a joke. You feel me? I gotta talk about it. I'm sorry, y'all. If you take offense to it, that means that you are part of the problem. You feel me? I'm saying individuals. Key word is individual, because it's very important that we use the word keyword, and I've already explained what relatives and family means to you. So if you are familiar with the attitude and you think it's okay for the person to do the way he do, and you're like, oh, it's just a joke, he's just being too serious, then you are also considered a racist in my eyes. Because guess what? This is what you are familiar with. This is, you understand what that man is doing. You don't take it, you don't see it as a big issue, which is a big issue. Because I believe that somebody else who was white and did that shit, they would have crucified that nigga. It doesn't matter if he did that to an Asian or if he did that to a black person. They would have crucified that white man. They'd be like, he's racist, and they start digging up stories. They talk about his great-great-grandfather was part of the cake, and that nigga don't even know about his great-great-grandfather. He didn't even have no idea of his great-great-grandfather, but they will pull up these stories. You feel me? Because it's an immigrant. The person who did it was an immigrant. He was a Latino immigrant who can't even speak English, but yet had the nerve to do something like that. I'm like, yo, come on, man. You haven't even taken the time out to learn English first. And yet you playing games like this and say you was just joking. What kind of a crude joke is that? I hate to see when you really mad. If that's a joke, if that's your joke, then what would happen if you're really, really mad then? Then it's, you see, there's a shit that we gotta talk about, you feel me? I'm just saying, man, this is gonna be a show recorded. I'm just saying, like, if it was If it was some Billy Bob or Hillbilly Joe, you feel me? Bob Billy or whatever these fucking name is. If it was one of them niggas, it would have been over. Or if it was Karen, oh Lord. All this Karen shit going on. I forgot about that. What is it? Central Park Karen. You have Walmart Karen. All these Karens getting crucified for just using just bullshit. Sometimes it's bullshit, I ain't even gonna lie. They would have crucified these hoes. But yet this nigga hanged on Noose and left it for a whole day. Matter of fact, who hanged a Noose recently in a car racing game? And that car racer, they made a whole big deal about it. But because it's not a white guy and it's an Hispanic guy and everything else like that, it cannot be racist. Why? Because it does not fit their agenda. It doesn't fit the profile. It doesn't fit what they be announcing. They want to just demonize the common average white person to go into hiding because of what their ancestors did, and they want them to feel guilty about some shit that some of these individuals had no control over. Honestly, you feel me? We need to start demonizing those who take advantage of those history and use it as their benefit, whether they can speak English or they can't speak English. We gotta call them niggas out. I don't give a fuck what they say, because I've experienced it. That's what I'm talking about. That's why I even picked it up. I'm not trying to even play with y'all niggas. But I'm gonna get out of this so this shit can record, but I'll holler at you.